If someone you cared for was in a vulnerable position, would you go around and admit that in a killing game? No. You would try to protect that person by saying nothing at all.
When you put it that way, man, sounds rough.
I think it's obtuse.
Huh?
Say we assume the best of Grace. She withheld information not to trick anyone, but to protect someone she cares about. What then should we make of the glaring contradiction in her testimony?
What the hell do you mean, contradiction?
If your bunking partner was too ill to make the short trek to the dining hall, how did he walk all the way to the boiler room?
Good point. If Wolfgang really were bedridden, he would have stayed in his room.
Now that you mention it, to reach the underground floor, wouldn't Wolfgang need to descend, like, 4 flights of stairs? It's nothing for a healthy person, but for a guy who's supposedly really sick...
It's not my fault it doesn't make sense. It's just what Wolfgang told me.
Yeah. Didn't we decide Grace wasn't the killer anyway?
That's not to say she doesn't know more than she's letting on.
I'm not withholding anything else. Leave me alone.
I can't tell if she's English or Australian. Is there more to the story than Grace is telling us? Too many people are letting their emotions cloud their judgment. They need to solve this mystery and set things straight. I forgot all the stuff I'm supposed to do.
Why don't you tell everyone the truth, Grace?
I've got nothing else to explain. The last I saw Wolfgang, he was in our dorm room.
Okay, that's a slow down
Okay,
button.
hear me out. Secret hallways.
What's that?
We would have found those by now.
Maybe Wolfgang was carried by the killer.
That, or Wolfgang never told Grace he was sick.
I wouldn't lie about what he said.
What if Wolfgang used the elevator in the tree?
You're not helping.
There's a major discrepancy in Grace's testimony, but is she necessarily at fault for that?
Why don't you
Hold on,
tell
I gotta-
everyone the truth,
Hold on,
Grace?
I gotta remember I need to remember buttons. Change bullet, fire bullet. Oh, fire bullet's right click. Okay, I was clicking left click and I'm like, why is nothing happening? Honestly, if somebody did stab him, they wouldn't have had time to change any blood. Yeah, the blood would be in the bed and stuff. Focus, shift to speed up. Q is to cycle bullet. No, I do that with mouse lead. Show truth bullet menu.
I've got nothing else to explain. The last I saw Wolfgang, he was in our dorm room.
Okay, hear me out. Secret hallways.
No. So she goes fetch quest.
We would have found those by now.
I gotta remember what that one
Maybe
is.
Wolfgang was carried by the killer.
Before 8 o'clock to fetch. On her way back, she briefly encountered Wolfgang in the hallway.
That, or Wolfgang never told Grace he was sick.
I wouldn't lie about what he said.
Blue
What if
means I
Wolfgang
agree
used
with
the elevator
them.
in the tree?
You're not helping.
Yellow means I oppose it.
Why don't you tell everyone the truth, Grace?
I've got nothing else to explain. The last I saw Wolfgang, he was in our dorm room.
Okay, hear me out. Secret hallways.
I mean, it's not a secret hallway, so maybe not that one.
We would have
I want
found
to play
those
his
by
attorney
now.
now.
Maybe Wolfgang was carried.
Nope. He walked there himself.
that's wrong!
It's true Grace's testimony is inconsistent with where we found Wolfgang's body. But that's not Grace's fault.
Slay. Stabbing him. Ow, I hit my foot. I gotta close my window.
The only person we should be blaming is Wolfgang himself.
Liar! Liar!
What the heck?
Wolfgang's
Why
a
are you blaming him?
filthy liar.
Simple. Because he lied about being sick.
Seriously?
You can cooperate. Can't you, Toshiko? During the investigation, you told me you saw Wolfgang in the hallways at 8:10 a.m.
Why that goat guy kinda hot? Cause he is.
That's after I left.
Yes, I remember now. Ingrid. She developed a headache, so I went to the pharmacy to find some medication. The trip itself went fine, but when I returned to the hallway, I found myself face to face with
Wolfgang?
Hold the phone! Toshiko actually saw Wolfgang?
We had a normal, pleasant exchange. He appeared perfectly healthy and even mentioned going to the tournament. Of course, he never made it.
You know what I just realized? If she ran in the hallways, we would be able to hear exactly who it was because of her Gaeta. She would also easily be able to slip those shoes off very quickly and put them back on so no one can hear her. This little bit. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't want to be
Don't know
that
why
guy,
she would kill him.
but can anyone confirm this?
Mm-hmm. I heard them chatting a while in my room. Though I was bedridden like a sitting ghost, I could still make out their voices here and there.
Strange.
You want to kill a
He
child?
told Grace he wouldn't attend the tournament, but then said the opposite to Toshiko.
Oh, come on, Leeds. It's me. It's me.
Sounds like he was telling fibs to conceal his actual intentions.
And what's his true plan supposed to be?
To go to the boiler room. Most likely.
I'm lost. What business would a guy like him have down
Excuse
there?
me? Why did Wolfgang go to the boiler room? That I can also answer. It's not a no. I know it's not a no. Suspicious note.
This is it.
Hey, thank you for the subscription, bad user.
During the investigation, I found
Currently on
this
a
note
2-month
tucked away
streak.
inside Wolfgang's blazer pocket.
3 months in a row, though. Thank you so much. And welcome back.
A lot of it is water damaged. The paper looks like it was ripped from a notebook, and the handwriting was done in ink. But some parts are still legible.
Secret, 8:15 a.m. Boiler room, close the door.
This mentions the boiler room.
Exactly. The fact we found Wolfgang in the boiler room, and this note in his pocket.
I'm just lurking. I had some work to do and saw you were online for a quick sub. Aw, thank you. Well, you have fun lurking. This is a nice game to lurk to. There's a lot of really nice voice actors in it.
It can't be a coincidence. This note must be the reason Wolfgang went
And the
there.
music's good.
That mention of a secret sure is suspicious. I'm willing to bet Wolfie's reason had something to do with it.
Agreeing to meet a stranger in some spooky, dark place? Wolfgang had nerves of steel.
Ulysses, Grace, do you remember Wolfgang getting delivered a weird note?
No. The only time I recall him receiving anything was when Tozu distributed those envelopes.
I don't know anything about a note.
Really? Wolfgang shared nothing with you guys?
Guess he didn't want them to know what it said.
Right. And if Wolfgang wanted to keep this note a secret, he would obviously want to keep the meeting a secret too.
Then the reason he told Grace he felt sick
Was to remove her from the picture. Yeah. Once she's not in the room, Wolfgang has his opportunity to sneak out and head downstairs. That's also why he encouraged her to attend the tournament.
Didn't this same guy ask us to share our blackmail with each other? Talk about double standards.
Are we sure he wasn't just trying to protect Grace? Maybe he knew he was meeting someone dangerous, so he thought it would be safer not to involve her.
That does sound like something Wolfgang would do.
Not to interrupt, but on the subject of blackmail, did Wolfgang ever confront the person he had?
Oh? You don't know whose blackmail he got?
Well, if you recall what Wolfgang said originally.
For that reason, I implore you all to speak with the person whose blackmail you have, and them only. Even if the contents of the envelope seem horrible, give the person a chance to explain themselves.
Regardless of the blackmail's contents, it would be treated as a matter between the recipient and the subject of the blackmail, and no one else. Which makes me wonder, could whether or not Wolfgang confronted his person clue us into what had originally been written on that note?
I'm not picking up what you're putting down.
If that person somehow realized Wolfgang carried their blackmail, but never came forward about it, they could have demanded Wolfgang show it to them, hence the mention of a secret. However, if Wolfgang did confront his person, I don't see why that same person would then send him a threatening note. not least act coy about information they both know.
If the person being blackmailed wasn't the one who wrote the note, who was?
Obviously, it would be the student with Wolfgang's blackmail.
Fuck.
Oh, I knew that.
Yes, the secret in question may actually be a reference to Wolfgang's blackmail, not the sender's.
Is there any way to figure out whose secret it is?
We'd probably need to know whose blackmail Wolfgang had first.
Oh, I've got just the idea. Yo! Person who Wolfgang had blackmail on! If he gave you your blackmail back, can you say something?
Don't forget the person with Wolfgang's blackmail.
Oh, right. Hey! Person who's got Wolfgang's blackmail! If you're innocent, say something already!
If I'm innocent, I should say something. Would telling everyone I have Wolfgang's blackmail really guarantee my innocence in their eyes? I don't know. Although everyone may follow my direction during the trial, since they can't ignore the evidence on my side. When it comes to me, of all people owning Wolfgang's blackmail, how do I know they won't suddenly change their tune? They might chastise me for not revealing his blackmail sooner. Or maybe they'll think I'm confessing and accuse me of murdering him. Why would you reveal that? To move on, we need to figure out the person. Okay, obviously I'm being framed. I have an alibi. I have a very solid alibi. It's not like I wouldn't be able to refute their arguments. But do I really want to subject myself to all that? Does the trajectory of this trial really depend on whether or not
I was hesitant to admit it, since I knew it would put me on the spot. But I'd rather be suspected than be the reason this trial comes to a standstill.
Huh?
Are you confessing? Do you have Wolfgang's blackmail?
Nah, not his.
Seriously? Way to be anticlimactic.
However, it's thanks to him that I have my own.
Your own?
Oh, he had... Okay.
Wolfgang approached me the same day everyone received an envelope. Funnily enough, it happened right after I'd finished speaking with my own person. He and we had a good talk. He gave me his envelope and asked me to take care of it, if you need the proof.
Ah, Wolfgang's envelope had the same signature.
Aye, I held on to the letter for safekeeping. This should have all been said sooner. I realized that. I suppose my pride was stronger than my rectitude.
My rectitude.
My mistake.
I don't know, I've
Stringing
never heard that
everyone
word
along.
before.
I mean, at least you're honest.
Truth. Thanks for letting us know, bud.
Okay, now we have to be honest. All this pride and honesty shit, come on, dude.
Indeed. To acknowledge one's own misdoings is a most virtuous feat, I believe.
Right. It's very noble.
They're all pushing you to fucking talk. Jed is a bro. I love him. If I revealed my blackmail right now, would everyone here treat me the same? Would they be just as forgiving?
I take it our other blackmail person isn't gonna step forward?
If nothing happens, let's just have everyone recite whose blackmail they got one by one.
Huh? You sure that's a good idea?
No one's reciting shit.
It was only a suggestion. Calm your farm.
Even if we knew who had Wolfgang's blackmail, that doesn't necessarily mean they're his killer. It's annoying they won't speak up, sure, but unlike John, they would actually need to reveal Wolfgang's blackmail to prove they have it. This person might just want to respect Wolfgang's request to keep the blackmail between two people, especially now that he's gone.
I think he's just like you then, Leeds. One day we'll see Toshiko's... Didn't we see it the very beginning of the game? Or maybe we didn't. Actually, you're right. Whoa. That's crazy. Okay, Jet and Toshiko. Those are the two faces I want to see. Oh, and Tozu.
I don't know. Is it really okay if we never find out?
Diana, literally this entire trial, Diana's like being like, no, it can't be Grace, or like, no, it's fine. And then it comes to the one piece of evidence that like would push suspicion onto another person. Like literally, it is the one thing that is to make the suspicion go on someone else. And she's like, no, we really should figure it out. Great, or Diana, I think you might be the murderer.
Circumstantial evidence alone can't prove something beyond a reasonable doubt.
That's true.
If we want to solve this case, We need indisputable evidence.
Yeah. It's like doing a jigsaw puzzle without the box art to help you.
The cases? Or...
Obviously, the case. The more pieces you connect, the clearer the image you're constructing becomes. The clearer the image, the more you can assume about it.
Assume.
Do you see what I'm saying? Once we know how Wolfgang died, the rest of this case should fall into place.
You certainly talk a lot stranger than you used to. But I think I get it.
Well, I don't want to be the one to start, but we can all agree Wolfgang was stabbed to death, right?
What? Stabbed to death?
When I was in the boiler room, I saw a knife bobbing around in the water near him.
Ava's voice is very raspy. Yeah, it is.
And on the
I like
ground,
it though. It's different.
there was blood. Dried blood. On the boiler room floor and on the hallway floor.
That's gotta be Wolfgang's blood, right?
The knife was bloody, so...
Huh. Seems like a brawl happened in the hallway. While poor Wolfie was minding his own business, he was confronted by the killer, who attacked him and chased him into the boiler room.
I will say, everybody's voice in this game is so good. I love all the voice actors.
That would line up with how we found him.
The killer stabbed Wolfgang in the hallway, then followed him into the boiler room? No, that's not what happened. I need to show everyone where they've gone wrong. Oh, yeah, 'cause the letter literally says close the door. Wolfgang's hands in blood spots.
Is this really how you guys think Wolfgang died?
The bloody knife is way too big of a coincidence. It was floating in the water right next to him.
Hold on, I gotta
Not
look at
just
this.
that. There's blood on the boiler room floor.
Victim Wolfgang, he was just up in the boiler room. I don't know, he was kneeling in the water and his upper body slumped over the concrete bed. Estimated time to death. Okay, that doesn't help me. Storage closets. During the blackout, terminal attendees were searching the backup generator. Okay. The hands weren't.
And along the underground hallway.
A confrontation must have happened in those hallways.
Nah, it was probably a sneak attack. The killer snuck up on Wolfgang, stabbed him from behind.
Nope.
That does not dispute the possibility of a confrontation.
My bad. What happens if you kill somebody in defense? Does that mean you have to die? Yes, because you still killed someone in this game. Damn, she's right. Sorry, my bad.
Is this really how you guys think
Do I really
Wolfgang
only have that
died?
much health? Shit.
The bloody knife is way too big of a coincidence. It was floating in the water right next to him.
Not just that. There's blood on the boiler room floor and along the underground hallway.
A confrontation must have happened in those hallways.
Nah, it was probably a sneak attack. The killer snuck up on Wolfgang, stabbed him from behind. And the rest is history.
With that knife-wielding villain on his tail, Wolfgang had no other place to run but the boiler room.
So, the killer entered the boiler room after him, which was when they, you know, ended it.
It all makes sense.
Whatever story they're trying to spin here, it's definitely not the truth. I conclude as much from the crime scene.
Is this really how you guys think Wolfgang died?
The bloody knife is way too big of a coincidence. It was floating in the water right next to him.
Not just that. There's blood on the boiler room floor and along the underground hallway.
A confrontation must have
happened in those hallways.
I don't know.
Nah, it was probably a sneak attack. The killer snuck up on Wolfgang, stabbed him from behind.
No.
And the rest is history.
With that knife-wielding villain on his tail,
I'm a little confused by this one.
Wolfgang had no other place to run but the boiler room.
But no.
So, the killer entered the boiler room after him, which was when they, you know, ended it.
It all makes sense.
Wolfgang's hand, blood spots. I can conclude as much from the crime scene.
Is this really how you guys think Wolfgang died?
The bloody knife is way too big of a coincidence.
There were burn marks all over his hands. I don't think that can disprove anything they're saying right now. You got this, bruh. I'm dumb, though. Drops of blood were scattered around the boiler room. They were also scattered in the outside hallway. That is true. During the blackout, they were searching in pairs. Okay. And then the last one was this. The victim, ultimate lawyer, who's discovered the boiler room on the underground floor, who's kneeling in the water, his upper body is slumped over the concrete platform. Matcha? Knife? Yeah, there was a knife, but like, maybe it's for the fact that his screen should have said that if he was stabbed, you know? Maybe that's
It was floating in the water right next to him. It was probably a sneak attack. The killer snuck up on Wolfgang, stabbed him from behind.
What? I missed my chance. What? What? Wait. Was the time still going when I was reading? Oh no! Still turn this. What? It was still going? I didn't realize that. Fuck.
Is this really how you guys think Wolfgang?
The boy knife is way too big of a coincidence. It was floating in the water right next to him. Not just that, there's blood on the boiler room floor. And along the underground hallway.
I think it's the fact that the tablet would have said if he was stabbed, especially in the back.
It was probably a sneak attack.
Snuck up on Wolfgang, stabbed him from behind.
Yeah.
No, that's
It
wrong.
would have been really obvious. Sorry, the whole reading, I didn't realize the timer was still going down. My first death.
Jet, you talk
Hey,
a lot
Tozu.
about the knife and the bloodstains on the floor, but did you ever look at Wolfgang himself?
I gave him a glance. Nothing too deep.
I figured. Had you actually taken the time to look at Wolfgang's back, you would have noticed a clear absence of stab wounds. In fact, none of the injuries he sustained were the type to cause severe blood loss. Seriously. We went over the same thing with Cassidy during the mock trial. Couldn't you give Wolfgang the dignity of a proper investigation?
Hey, man, it's not like I didn't try. It's just, this stuff doesn't come easy, you know? Nobody wakes up thinking they'll have to solve their buddy's murder later.
That's so true.
Isn't that exactly what you should be worrying about in a killing game?
Not everyone has the stomach for investigating. That's fine. That's why you got people like me to do the heavy lifting. Since some of us here weren't able to investigate Wolfgang's body, there were two
shit.
marks on the
I
back of his
accidentally
neck.
clicked
A bruise and a tiny red dot. His hands were burnt too, so 3 injuries in total. Besides that, I caught nothing else.
Burns,
My cat
you
is
say?
meowing. Matcha, why are you so sad?
Junior high, my dear Wilson. The killer used a flamethrower.
Amber, Cassie just shushed.
These didn't look like normal burns. Not the sort you'd get from a stove fire, or a hot iron, or a flamethrower, I suppose.
Contradicting my theory outright? Jeez. So this is the thanks I get for vocalizing my thoughts?
Sorry, lass.
Yes, if I may add on to what John said, the burns actually bore a strong resemblance to what you might see in cases of corona paralysis.
Bruh, that would have tripped me so much as voice actor. Matcha, why are you meowing? Matcha! Come here. Come, be friends. Come.
Chiaro. Huh?
Yoink. Wee! Look, he's a good boy. Yeah. Ooh, you smell good. What the fuck? She is brain rot. No, he left me.
Ooh, now this I know.
What? How?
Coronoparalysis. It's something which happens to lightning strike victims. Getting struck by lightning is like getting kicked by a horse. The impact is so shocking. Some people will lose all feeling in their limbs for a few hours.
Matcha smells like fresh linen right now. Like he just got out of the dryer for some reason. I don't know why. Can we free Cassie from this game? She's too pure. Before she dies, that's for sure.
I was aware of lightning paralysis. but even I didn't know its official name. That's a nice head you've got on your shoulders.
Lots of people tend to overlook the importance of lightning safety, especially where I'm from. My grandpappy once tried working out in the open during a thunderstorm. Pure luck's the only reason he lived to see the next day.
Sorry to hear that and all, but what does lightning have to do with anything?
Well, if I had to guess, Ulysses, did it look like a big old tree was drawn on Wolfie?
A big old tree. Yes, that's how I would describe the burns on Wolfgang.
So Wolfgang had lightning strike scars?
Huh? We're trapped inside a building, though. Lightning can't come from anywhere.
Could he not have been struck before the killing game? Fate is stronger than will, you know. Perhaps a deity decreed the glow of his altruism from their heavenly abode and felt him a threat.
That is exactly what I thought, Leeds. I thought he got electrocuted to death, but I'm not fully sure. I'm gonna teleport to this killing game just to personally tell Tozy to free Cassidy and Jet. Aww.
Nay, those burns were fresh. One look was all it took for me to know that.
My hope is with this game, because isn't it like the third chapter of like all of the dogging games? It's always been like a double murder. I really hope they don't follow that. I don't want a double murder. I hate it, because we just need one murder. We don't need two. Everyone else I don't give a fuck about. What? No!
If he had these scars before, we would have noticed them anyway.
But if those marks were recently inflicted, wouldn't it mean Wolfgang somehow went outside?
Not necessarily. This is only something I thought of just now, but...
They aren't doing the double murder or the buff person dying chapter 4. Wait, is it the buff person always dies chapter 4? I never noticed that. Watch it be Eloise? I don't think it's her. It can't be her. No, I don't think it's her. She too innocent.
The reason Wolfgang sustained burns similar to that of lightning strike victims may be because whatever inflicted his burns was equivalent in damage to a lightning strike.
You saying there's something out here channeling the power of lightning?
Oh my god, everyone fucking... No one noticed the goddamn... Ugh, whatever. Something equivalent in damage to a lightning strike. The idea sounded ridiculous, but when I think back on the boiler room and what was inside it... Right, if I take that object into consideration, Ulysses' theory starts to hold some weight. It's this. Yes.
This is it.
This little hair thing.
Ulysses, since you write everything down, do you have a description of the boiler room in your notebook?
You got to realize half these people are like non-smart. Bruh, I'm right there with them though, that's the thing.
Yes, I do. Why?
Since some people here never investigated the crime scene, they probably aren't as familiar with the room as we are. So, you should read out your description of it.
Sure. The boiler room consists of a small concrete platform surrounded by ankle-deep water. Throughout the room are boxes filled with various garbage, and in the back looks to be a generator, charred beyond belief. What you just heard is a brief summary of my notes.
As much as I say I would lock in if I wasn't a killing game, no, I fucking wouldn't. I'd be dead in like chapter 2 or maybe 3 if I'm lucky. Oh, shit.
Hear that? There's a generator inside the boiler room.
I don't know when I would die. I don't know. I just hope I'm not the first.
Of all the things which could deal similar damage to a lightning strike, doesn't a generator sound the most likely?
Didn't Ulysses say it was destroyed?
I just hide in my room until I starve. Oh, shit. If it's a death by yourself or a natural cause, technically there's no blackened in that case. Would they still make them go through trial and they have to find that out, or otherwise they all die? I don't know. Oh, you would lock in. Didn't you at least say? Okay.
At the time of the investigation, sure. But it wasn't always destroyed. You probably don't remember. But back when we found the dummy, I mentioned something about the underground floor.
Dining hall people, you were in this building before. Tell us what's going on. Yeah, why didn't you mention this other girl? The hell? I never even saw her. Huh? You were there too, Bargain Bin? Don't even. There's a floor below us. That's where I woke up.
To be more specific, it was the boiler room I woke up inside.
Trigger Happy Havoc Chapter 4. No, in the first game it was... Oh! And they still had... Wait. Oh my god, you're right. Chapter 4 was... spoilers for that. I forgot about that.
I hadn't been alone either. Ava was also there.
I woke up first.
Yeah. She did. Anyway, Ava, you agree the generator was in full working condition when we woke up, right?
Right.
So in the time since you woke up there, the generator was destroyed?
It's the only possibility. As for what destroyed the generator, well, it's hard to say for sure. My best guess would probably be...
Don't waste my time.
Oh. That's new.
Two things. First, destroyed is overly vague. Ulysses explained the state of the generator much better. Charred beyond belief.
Perfectly timed. Did it time itself perfectly to that? Oh my god. Okay, then I'll pause right here because I'm going to go take a break while the ad's going on then. Or break. I'm going to go pee. I'm going to go pee. By the time I get back, the ad will be gone. I'll be right back. And now I'm back. Is anyone else mad that they're changing the shape of a Dorito? We better change it to something good. Okay, sorry about that.
Second, and more importantly, where's your proof the generator inflicted those burns?
What are you talking about? The generator must be involved. It's near where Wolfgang is lying.
Being within range of something counts as proof now, does it? Do you also consider happenstance as conclusive evidence?
You weren't saying shit when someone was saying he got stabbed in the back because the knife was right next to him.
Funny how the standard
It's gonna be
shift,
square?
If so.
Dumb. Dude, the Dorito triangle is literally iconic. Why would they change it? Whatever.
That's...
Damn it, she's trying to make me look like an idiot. If I let this continue, the others might start to doubt me. I need to stop her before she veers this trial off track. Eh? You thought you were the only one with an interjection animation? Think again! Sometimes a student will dislike your argument so much that they will initiate a one-on-one debate with you. We call this Rebuttal Showdown. Cycle Truth Blades is Q. Oh, blades? And swipe is these? Slow down, fast forward. What the fuck? I'll put the name to use. Oh god, no. Oh god, Tozy. So wait, this is brand new? During rebuttal showdowns, your opponent will fling a flurry of remarks at you and it's your job to counter them. Use the WSD to slice through your opponent's arguments. Naturally, you will slash in the direction of the button pressed. To slice diagonally, simply press two keys at the same time. Be sure to pay close attention to the shape, size, and positions of your opponent's remarks, as these will clue you into what direction you should slice. Every time you strike while white text, the green side of the screen will shift left to represent your argument succeeding. I'm gonna fail at this. I'm gonna fail at this so bad. It's the same, bro. I don't remember these. Likewise, every time you miss white text, the orange side of the screen will shift right to show what your opponent's winning. If you cut through enough remarks, you'll advance to the next stage. If you haven't, you'll retreat. Good luck, fuck! If you're somewhere in the middle, you and your opponent will wrestle for control in a short round of cross swords. In order to gain the upper hand, you must rapidly left-click. Now to the meat of the duel. Truth blades. Similar to non-stop debates, any suspected contradictions will be highlighted in gold. Hold down right-click to slice them apart with the truth blade. Of course, don't start slicing the second you see gold. Assess the validity of the remark and check you have the correct truth blade equipped. My game kept crashing during this. Oh shit, should I save? Thank you. Oh my god, thank you so much, Soda. You know how many times I don't save in games and everyone's like, cool, Maganda, cool. Okay. Now, let's not keep Winona waiting any longer. To battle. Music's grungy. Cozy tablet blackout, DJ pad, footsteps. Oh, fuck.
While the generator may look suspicious, consider the time frame we're working with. If the only time you saw the generator in full working condition was on the day of our kidnapping, that gives us a period of almost 4 days in which the generator might have been destroyed.
What about the blackout? It's impossible for the generator to cause the blackout if it was already broken prior to the tournament.
What about the blackout? The building may very well have lost its power. At any point
Bye,
before
Leeds.
or
I
after
hope you have a
the
oh
murder.
shit! I hope you have a wonderful
You
day.
only assume it happened during.
A wonderful day.
Not the smartest
Thank you so much
argument
for
from a
popping over.
supposed ultimate debater.
I can't think this fast. Oh my god. Thank you, Leeds. You're awesome and amazing. The blackout is definitely connected to Wolfgang's death. There's a certain piece of evidence which proves the two events are correlated.
What about the blackout? The building may very well have lost its power at any point before or after the murder.
I'll cut through those words.
There. Got it. Found it. Thinking is hard.
When the blackout happened, it froze a piece of equipment which had been set up for the game tournament.
Leeds, when I say this news made me cry of happiness, hopefully I can announce in a week or two. Probably 2 weeks. I'll get to announce a different type of news in like a week or so, I think, too. I have 2 newses to share with you guys, but one's better than the other. Yeah. You'll know it. Oh, don't worry, I'll share it with you when I can actually share.
Mark's DJ pad. While there was no physical clock inside the dining hall, a digital one has been built into Mark's pad. If you look at what time the digital clock is frozen on, it matches the time of death listed on the tablet, 9:35 a.m.
Well, Mark, is this...
There's no point in me saying anything. when
Alien
Someone
dance.
else has already said it better.
Just answer with a yes or no, will you?
Yes.
In any case, the matching times are too much of a coincidence. The destruction of the generator
the name of the
caused
song?
blackout, and the blackout occurred at the time of the murder. There's no way the destruction of the generator wasn't tied to Wolfgang's death.
What do you suppose happened then?
I'm willing to bet the generator's destruction resulted in the boiler room's water becoming electrified. Since Wolfgang was discovered kneeling in the water, we can reason he was standing in it at the time this happened, and...
No, just an emo. Oh, oops. I thought you were saying either A, I was alien dancing, or 2, that was the name of the song. Did I say A or 2? God damn it.
Damon, you and I both know that's not true.
Huh?
Did you forget? It's impossible for the water in the boiler room to play a role in Wolfgang's murder, because it isn't even conductive.
Does that mean it's
not
pure water?
After Damon and I woke up in the boiler room, I wanted to investigate the flooded area. So, I tested the water.
Yeah, you threw a light bulb in it, and it didn't light up. Got it. This is the 3rd time this has happened now. I'm fine.
I even redid my test during the investigation, since Damon wasn't sure if he should touch Wolfgang's wet clothes. In both instances, I proved the water was safe to enter.
Would that actually work though? If the water was being electrified and you put a light bulb in it, would it actually light up? I guess it would. Do you remember? The light bulb!
To be honest, neither result really surprised me. Water will only act as a conductor if it makes contact with two separate energy sources. The boiler room's generator is just one source.
Well, I mean, unless it's trying to find ground.
If you're standing in the water, one outlet should be enough. Speaking from experience, large bodies of water are terrifying conductors during storms. All it takes is one lightning bolt, and the surrounding miles are scorched.
But the generator is a slow, persistent source of electricity. It's not the same as a lightning strike.
Electricity is electricity. Doesn't matter how it manifests. The reason you two avoided electrocution is because the generator's exposed wires aren't even touching the water.
No, but an extension cable is. From how complex this murder is, I am terrified of what the next deaths are gonna be. It is pretty complicated, but at the same time, I'm like piecing shit together. Like, it makes me feel like the taser was like used with the extension cord, with the exposed wire being in the water or something like the first trial. Here's the thing, we're getting our money's worth and it's free. That's for sure. They put so much love in this game.
If they were, you would have been scorched right from the start.
But then there's also the bomb with the shrapnel. Dude, you're right. This is...
Maybe when the
This is
generator
complicated.
was destroyed, some of the wiring fell into the water?
Nah. Even in its current sorry state, the generator's wires are nowhere near the water.
It doesn't make sense for the generator to pose a danger anyway.
No. They blew the generator just so the power would go out so they could escape.
The point of the killing game is for the students to kill each other, not for the facility to kill the students. A feature of the building killing a student would be a meaningless death because you can't attribute a student killer to it.
As for why the generator's been charred, sometimes electrical faults happen. Even my ship's engines have broken under particularly relentless storms. And if an electrical fault caused Wolfgang's death, then his murder is purely on the hosts, ain't it?
Of course! If we were responsible for his death, your lot wouldn't be here discussing it.
That's... Is the generator really unrelated to the case? But the timing of the blackout, it's too perfect. It can't be a coincidence.
Okay, since we've ruled out the generator, what else could have electrocuted Wolfgang?
It mightn't be relevant, but I did see one other thing on the boiler room floor. A toy gun or something. At least, that's how it came across to me.
Not a toy gun, a taser gun.
A taser? I'll shoot electricity!
I'm not sure how the taser fits in with this case, though. It doesn't seem to have been used.
Nope. The taser was definitely used.
How so? I didn't catch any sort of string protruding from it.
Not all taser guns release a string when fired. Some are completely wireless. For those types, you can tell they've been used if their blast doors are missing. Side note, blast doors are plastic panels which cover the muzzle of a taser. If a shot is fired, they pop clean off. When I was investigating the crime scene, I found the taser gun in one spot and its blast doors in another. Speaks for itself, yeah?
And here I was thinking the yellow bits were just random trash.
Where the heck did a taser gun
Honest.
even come from? Last time I checked, there weren't any lying around in the storage closets.
Maybe it belongs to someone here.
The marksman?
Huh?
Someone broke into his room and stole a gun.
Just think about it for 1 second. Everyone here has a dorm room which is themed around their talent. Mine's got DJ equipment. Jet's got car batteries. If that's what we have with our talents, what could someone with a dangerous talent have?
Are you talking about, like, knives and stuff? What? Is there something on my face?
I love you, Kai. You sweet baby boy.
Forget this. The person I'm talking about is Desmond.
Huh?
No way! You think the gun is Desmond's?
Yeah.
Hang on. You've got it all mixed up.
Jean, do you know anything about this? As Desmond's roommate, perhaps you spotted something inside his dorm.
Alas, we stayed in my abode. I couldn't tell you if he had weapons.
Ooh, that's another thing. His room's empty. Someone easily could have just snuck in there and stole like a big-ass gun. But they chose the taser instead.
Talk about suspicious.
Did Desmond agree to bunk in Jean's dorm so Jean wouldn't see the weapons in his?
Listen, I get where you guys are coming from, but that taser gun, it's not mine. I've never seen anything like it.
No, that's a lie.
A lie?
His attempt to feign innocence won't fool me. Not when I know the truth. I know the truth? His talent, his charisma, his blackmail. His talent, I guess.
A marksman is obviously going to have a taser.
Like I said, I don't have any weapons.
Fuck. So casually, I need to try a different approach. His charisma? Why was charisma? His blackmail?
I got it.
Why is blackmail though?
The blackmail tools you gave us. That's my evidence.
Why?
You didn't get mine, did you?
No. But the person who did informed me of what it said.
Oh, that's right! Ava showed it to me! With his weapons at hand, Desmond guards the only one he trusts.
The writing style seems to match. I think it's legit.
That's more than a little suspicious, don't you think? Leaving a bunch of weapons unguarded during a killing game?
Don't judge me. This is the first time I'm hearing of it too.
You didn't know there were weapons in your room?
Yep, no idea.
Our rooms aren't particularly subtle in their theming. Are we supposed to believe yours is any different?
We'll look at it after the trial is over.
It is themed. I'm not denying that. But I sure as hell didn't catch sight of any weapons. If I did, do you seriously think I'd leave them unguarded and risk being found out?
Yeah. Desmond cares too much about everyone.
Fuck you, Diana.
He pointed out the broken doorknobs and gave us the idea to bunk together. Why would he hide weapons in his room?
Someone must have gotten the idea to rifle through my dorm because of my talent, and found the taser gun hidden inside.
I'm sorry I'm being mean to Diana. It's just, I feel like she killed him. Like, she's just so... Anytime we accuse someone or something, she's like, it can't be this person, no. She just really wants it to be me.
There's no other way to explain it.
So while Desmond gets a bunch of guns, all I get is an old game console and a dead controller.
Dead controller, that sucks.
Take the bad with the good, dearest pupil. No one fears game consoles.
I'll show you.
Well, no one besides parents and the religiously inclined.
Diana loves defending people. Yeah, except for my character. When she... she probably... I don't know if she knows I have Wolfgang's blackmail. That was just me.
Enough talking about consoles. Why are you guys believing Desmond so easily? If the taser gun belongs to him, then he's the killer. Any argument he makes against it is just a flimsy excuse.
Non-stop debut. Fetch quest, Grace ceremony, blackout, taser gun.
Desmond is the killer. The taser gun came from his room.
How do we know that, though?
I had no idea the gun even existed. I was barely in my dorm to begin with.
Because you wanted to draw attention away from your weapons hoard.
But... If this is about avoiding suspicion, why did Desmond say the taser gun was fired? I don't think a killer would draw attention to their own murder weapon.
I was with Desmond.
I call it reverse psychology.
There we go. I found it.
You sprinkle in a little helpfulness, and suddenly everyone trusts you.
When the murder happened.
Is Desmond innocent? When I compare the evidence to everyone's statements.
Desmond is...
I had no idea the gun even existed. I was barely in my dorm to begin with. course you wanted to draw attention away from your weapon core.
If
This is about avoiding suspicion. Why did Desmond say the taser gun was fired? I don't think a killer would draw attention to their own murder weapon.
There you go.
No. These two would make a really cute, like, endgame duo.
Regardless of whether or not Desmond knew about the gun, he definitely wasn't involved in the murder. Eloise can back me up on this.
Right. Desmond and I, we were together in the courtyard at the time of Wolfgang's death.
I see. Then both of you can be ruled out as suspects.
Don't just take her word for it. She could be covering for Desmond.
Jeez, if you have a bone to pick with these guys, at least save it for when we're not solving a murder.
Yeah. Why don't you want to believe Eloise?
Ever since the investigation, these two yuppies have been on my case non-stop. They're obviously working together.
Not gonna lie, I see where Grace is coming from. When Eloise tried to single her out earlier, Desmond was pretty quick to jump in and agree.
Even so, since the topic has been brought up, I would like to mention something. During my trip to the pharmacy, I believe I saw Desmond and Eloise in the courtyard together.
You also said you were back in the hallways around 8-10 a.m., didn't you? That means those two were wandering around unsupervised. Either one of them could have left the courtyard.
If Desmond was the killer, what would Eloise gain from defending him? Should the wrong vote be cast, nothing about the rules suggests an accomplice of the killer would be exempt from execution.
Is that a dig at one of the other Dongan games?
That's right. And even if she was exempt, Eloise is too nice to be an accomplice to murder.
Grace, I realize Desmond's irked you, but that's no reason to keep steering everyone down a dead end. Let's move on.
Oh, poor Desmond.
A person who's always steering others down a dead end, huh? I guess they needed a GPS.
Sit, Cassidy.
Anyway, we should totally thank Desmond for clearing things up now. Not only do we know he's not the killer, now we know how the killer got their hands on the taser.
Now we know how... What?
Someone must have gotten the idea to rifle through my dorm because of my talent, and found the taser gun hidden inside.
Yup, that is word for word what Desmond said.
Cassidy!
Right. Good memory.
All in a day's work, baby!
Can you repeat that quote, Cassidy?
Again. But I just said it.
Yeah, but I want you to say it again.
All right. Someone must have gotten the idea to rifle through my dorm because of my talent and found the taser gun hidden inside.
Is there something on your mind?
If Desmond's testimony is anything to go by, then wouldn't this mean the culprit has to be male?
What?
If I remember correctly, all the guys were aware of each other's pairings.
Oh.
With that sort of knowledge, a male student could try and infiltrate another male student's dorm.
None of us knew which room we'd be bunking in.
It only takes a quick peek to check if someone's inside or not. Anyone could have done that.
And who's to say the thief didn't barge in before we started bunking?
Or while people were having breakfast.
Seems there was a mountain of opportunities for our culprit to sneak in unnoticed. Doesn't exactly help us narrow things down, does it?
Oh, Ava.
Well, guess this taser gun was a bust.
Look on the bright side. If it's been fired, then it's probably what electrocuted Wolfie.
That's not what tasers do.
If trying to suss out who stole it isn't feasible, why don't we talk about Wolfie's other injuries instead? You know, the ones that weren't burn marks? Those seem like they could lead us somewhere.
Yeah. Besides the burns on his hands, Wolfgang also had a bruise and a tiny red dot on the back of his neck.
The red dot is what confuses me. I don't have anything I think that's could do that.
A bruise and a tiny dot, huh? Want to try tackling them in alphabetical order?
Alphabetical order? Now, aren't you full of smart ideas?
No need to thank me. It's only common sense.
Okay, let's discuss the bruise first.
I got that rolling pin, got that rolling pin, got that rolling pin, got that rolling pin. Yeah, there's a rolling pin.
I think it's safe to say The killer didn't use a flamethrower.
Yep, no shit.
Maybe Wolfgang got into a fight?
Nope.
Someone might have attacked him.
Yep.
And aimed for his neck.
Yep.
If you can even reach that high.
Either way, something must have hit him.
Found it. Got it. Oh, I guess I could have listened to the. Oh well. Bro, I already knew what I was like, all right, I got this. I got
Kai
this.
is right. Something did hit Wolfgang.
Really? Man. And I was only blurting out the first thing which came to mind. Anyway, from how you're wording things, do you know what that something is?
A rolling pin.
Eh?
Wolfgang was hit with a rolling pin.
How on earth did you reach that conclusion?
Ava and I found this pin inside storage closet A, which is just a few feet from the crime scene. Coincidentally, the pin also has a dent.
You sure that's enough to say it's involved? Could just be a flimsy pin.
No. There's something else which solidifies this pin's role in the murder. Handprints. 2 of them on the edge of the pin.
So the killer used a rolling pin to
they're
attack
holding it
Wolfgang?
like this. Yeah, that's not how you use a rolling pin.
It certainly explains the bruising on his neck.
They must have wanted him to be unconscious so he wouldn't fight back.
Exactly. It would be easier to drag him into the water if he's not awake.
You reckon the killer purposely put Wolfie in the water?
Damn! With one electrified blow, Wolfgang is zapped to bits with the taser. Since he's lying in the water, he's definitely a goner.
Considering the logical ethos of the killer's rectitude, especially when governed under constricting pressure, leaving him catatonic would be the most facile solution.
I guess it makes sense.
After shooting Wolfgang with the taser, what was the killer's next move? If I figure that out, I'll be one step closer to solving this case. Highway storage closet's footsteps, still rolling.
So let me get this straight. The killer knocked out Wolfgang with a rolling pin, and then chucked the pin into closet A?
When exactly did they discard the pin?
They couldn't have done it when Eva and I were already downstairs. Because the 2 of us went inside closet A.
Why were you inside the closet?
To find the backup generator, remember? Jed and I checked closet B. Damon and Kai checked closet C. Eva and Grace checked closet A. And Jean and Mark checked closet D.
The killer just discarded the pin. Before we came downstairs.
Yeah, I think Mark's right. Because the killer could run upstairs and go back to their room immediately after.
No, you bitch! Just because the killer placed the pin earlier doesn't mean they left before we arrived. Maybe that wasn't the right one I'm supposed to. Just because the killer placed the pin earlier doesn't mean they left before we arrived.
So let me get this straight. The killer knocked out Wolfgang with a rolling pin, and then chucked the pin into closet A?
And I were already downstairs. Because the 2 of us went inside closet A.
Why were you inside the closet?
Mark checked.
The killer just discarded the pin. Before we came downstairs.
I'm not sure about that.
I think Mark's right. Because the killer could run upstairs and go back to their room immediately after discarding the pin.
No, that's wrong! She's specifically saying running upstairs. I'm like, no. They did it
Diana,
before we found the body.
there's proof the killer fled the underground hallway at a later time, when the tournament attendees were looking for a backup generator. Kai and I heard someone run past our room.
Huh?
Oh man, that's right. We were just exploring the closet when all of a sudden, we heard footsteps in the hallway. That's when Damon decided he was gonna follow where the footsteps came from and entered the boiler room.
Did anyone else hear these footsteps?
Nope. Not ringing any bells.
Yeah, Jet and me didn't really hear it over all our talking.
I heard the footsteps.
Huh? You did?
Well, I initially thought it was my imagination, so I never said anything.
Ashamed to say I also brushed off the footsteps. Thought I was hearing things. However, since other people can attest to hearing them...
Then someone else was on the underground floor with us.
Before anyone tries to bring it up, none of the tournament attendees could have been the person running. Since everyone explored the closets in pairs, they all have solid alibis.
I'm sure we can all vouch for that, aye?
Everyone was still in their closets after Damon and I found Wolfgang. So,
Considering the footsteps were moving away from the crime scene, I think it's safe to say they belong to the killer.
Wouldn't that mean the killer fled while you guys were exploring the rooms?
Hold up! So the killer had been right next to us?
Yup.
Doy, that's a given.
huh? How are you so calm after hearing that?
I mean, we're literally standing with a killer right now.
The only thing which stood between us and a murderer was a door. What if they attacked us?
Well, they did it, so I don't see what the problem is.
I mean, if you really wanted to get away and get out of this, just kill everyone. If you're the only black and no one can take you to trial, solved. There you go. That's how you get through murder games. Being the only murderer.
Sheesh, you're weird.
Why not run away earlier, though? Fleeing while everyone is searching seems really risky.
Maybe it was a miscalculation?
It's not impossible, I guess.
If not that, then maybe the killer returned to the boiler room after discarding the pin?
I will say, if you were a murderer and you were standing in this trial room, listening to everyone slowly piece things together, I would be shitting myself.
Sounds pretty meat-headed if you ask me.
Yes, you'd think a killer would use that moment to run away.
For the two who heard the footsteps, describe the sound.
It was kinda socky. As in, it sounded pretty soft.
Oh, baby girl.
Like the person had taken off their shoes.
Saki, huh? Seems this killer was purposefully trying to keep quiet.
'Cause their footsteps were soft?
That seems like a leap in logic.
Diana?
No, I get what she's saying. Everyone here has socks on, I'm pretty sure. So any one of us could have run down the hallway. The thing with shoes is, not everyone here has the same kind. If the killer had worn theirs, we might have been able to figure out their footwear from the sound it made on the floor.
Quick, who's wearing heels?
Then we just have to single out the person with that footwear. Man, it would have been so easy to find the killer.
We already can find the killer, though.
What?
Me, I'm wearing. Tosi's up there, just goes, me, I'm wearing heels, and lifts up his. That would be so funny.
Oi, are you pulling our leg?
I'm completely serious. Picture a map of the building complex in your head. The building with the dorms is on the left, the courtyard is in the middle, and the building with the tree is on the right. Now, try and pin everyone's locations during Wolfgang's murder. Once you do that, the identity of the killer will definitely become clear.
Hold on.
Is the killer someone whose position we can't place?
Yes. I do have a pair of heeled boots. They're from Demonia. That sounds like a cool brand. They're the Warlock boots they got. Ooh.
No, it's not about position.
Eh?
Wolfgang's killer can easily lie about their location during the murder. The only thing distinguishing their testimony from everyone else's is that theirs can't be corroborated.
Ah. Naruhodo. That is Diana and Toshiko. Her name's Toshiko, right? In which case, our killer. Yes, that's right. The only one here who can possibly be the killer is you. Okay, so she was with technically she was with Toshiko, even though Toshiko left to go to the pharmacy and then they came back. Technically can corroborate. Kai was with me. You were with Ava. You were with Eloise. You were with my friend. You were with me. You were. It's literally Diana, right?
It has to be you!
It was Wolfgang. Could it give me the option? That would have been funny.
It's you, isn't it?
Her? The makeup girl?
She's the only one here without an alibi.
Yeah, just doing her makeup in a room.
Those of us who attended the tournament can obviously be ruled out. And as for those who didn't, Desmond and Eloise were in the courtyard. Toshiko and Ingrid were in the same dorm room.
What about Winona? She never mentioned an alibi.
Give me a break.
That's true.
Winona
Oh, wait, no,
and
that's
I
right.
were in the building with the tree all morning. In fact, yes, Desmond and Eloise should have witnessed us walking over there, as those two were in the courtyard at the time.
Demonias are so cool. They sell footwear that's pretty cool, mainly boots, some of them being platforms. I can finally be tall! Doing makeup, meanwhile no makeup on. Exactly! Liar!
Yeah, that's true.
Makeup, you're ugly! No, I'm just kidding. Ugly.
In that case, Diana really is the only one without an alibi.
Probably fix that.
Guys.
If she's the person who fled the boiler
out of
room,
water.
those footsteps we heard make a lot more sense. Heels make a pretty loud clop sound on hard floors, and the underground hallway's floor is pretty hard. Diana would obviously want to take them off.
Diana's wearing heels?
Also, heels aren't comfy to run in.
Whoa! I didn't even think of it like that. You're totally right, though. Since Diana's the only one here with heels, she would have to take them off.
Guys, what are you talking about? Me? A killer? Do you really think I could be a killer?
Yes.
The fact you weren't at the tournament is incriminating enough.
Not just that. Everyone but you has an alibi.
But I do have an alibi, right, Ava?
Huh?
You woke up with me this morning, and you never saw me leave my dorm.
That's not an alibi. That just means she left you.
During the brief amount of time we were together, I never saw you leave. What you did after I left for the game tournament, however, is anyone's guess.
Ava wanted to help me and Cass set up the tournament, so we told her to swing by early.
For that reason, I left Diana's dorm at 8:05 a.m. I know the exact time since her room has a clock. I probably entered the dining hall around 8:10 a.m.-ish.
Damn, it took you 5 minutes to walk to the dining hall? What the hell? They call her Ava instead of Eva? Wait, isn't it Ava? 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 Oh god, now I'm confused. There's stacked two boots in there. Whoa. For $81. Wow. That's like $80 more than I have. Nah, I don't have any money for shoes right now, but maybe if I do in the future. Maybe.
So much for an alibi then.
Diana, don't tell me.
Holy smokes, it's all falling into place!
Are we sure there hasn't been some sort of misunderstanding?
Get the boots for cosplay? But which cosplay? That was it.
It's not possible. Diana can't be the killer. No! I refuse to believe it!
Looks like some people here aren't willing to face the facts. It's not a problem. I'll make them face the facts. Talmara. Oh, dude! I'm definitely planning on getting a new pair of boots. I've decided it's time to dress like an anime villain. Hell yeah! It's time for our villain arc, dude! Whether they like it or not, soon enough, nobody will be able to deny Diana killed Wolfgang. Non-stop debate. Suspicious note. Suspicious note. Suspicious note.
If it was Diana inside that boiler room, could she be the one who left the blood trail? Because if so, that might be her blood on the knife, too.
Probably.
Diana's blood? Are you saying she wounded herself?
Wounded herself? What makes you think that?
I don't know! Why else would the killer's blood be on their own weapon?
Did we not already agree? The killer was wielding a rolling pin?
maybe they had both. The rolling pin in one hand, and the knife in the other.
Nope.
Dual-wielding weapons?
Because we already have
This killer's next level.
the handprints on that. That's not gonna work. But that person's point is clearly impossible. They should realize it as much and so point out that piece of evidence. Okay.
Could she be the one with the blood trail?
Wait, does that mean somewhere underneath her outfit maybe she's bleeding? Because I feel like if she had the pin, the rolling pin, that means he also had a weapon to protect himself for this meeting.
Was wielding a rolling pin?
Makes me wonder if he's the one who
Well,
had the...
maybe they had both. The rolling pin in one.
No, that's wrong!
No. The killer was only wielding the rolling pin during their confrontation with Wolfgang. You can tell just from looking at the pin. There are two handprints wrapped around the edge, as if the killer had been holding the pin like a tennis racket. Which makes sense, because you can swing with more force if you use both hands. And that's what a killer wants when trying to knock out a grown man.
Then, who held the knife?
It wasn't the killer, so it was most likely the only other person in the boiler room. Wolfgang Akire.
Hey, he had to protect himself somehow.
The hell are you talking about? Wolfgang, carrying a dangerous weapon? Bullshit!
If you were in his situation, wouldn't you? Wolfgang received an anonymous message asking him to meet in a basement, all whilst in the middle of a killing game. At that point, it doesn't matter how much of an optimist he is. You'd know better than to come unarmed.
A knife isn't super hard to find, either. Wolfgang probably just stole one from the kitchen.
Besides, if Diana is the one who got stabbed, it would explain the blood trail. Think about it. She arms herself with the rolling pin and attacks Wolfgang, getting hurt by him in the process. For some reason, possibly because of the blackout, she doesn't clean the blood trail she's leaving, and returns to her dorm room after.
No! That's wrong!
Huh?
I wasn't stabbed. If I was stabbed, then I'd have an injury. But there's nothing, right? There's nothing on me.
Quick, strip!
Depends. If a vein got nipped, you'd be seeing blood no matter the size of the cut. Of course, that also means a small cut will need bandaging, which I'm not seeing on you.
You may not see any
I
injuries
can't
on Diana,
hydrate, I'm out of water!
but that doesn't mean they aren't there.
I'm sucking, but there's only ice.
Huh?
If she wanted, she could simply hide her injuries from view. After all, someone like her has exactly what it takes.
Makeup!
Diana's talent.
I got it.
Talent. As the ultimate cosmetologist, Diana could easily cover her wounds.
It makes sense. With the right equipment, she could probably disguise even a bandaged wound.
As Diana's bunking partner, I've seen firsthand how many different cosmetics are inside her room. So unfortunately, I have to agree.
Well, Diana, did I get anything wrong?
No. No. But
Here's my thing is, whenever the first trial goes and the person gets caught, how does anyone else in that room ever think, I can get away with murder? Like, you just saw how this person got annihilated. Like, come on.
Wait. Diana, did you just say no? As in, no, you're not wrong that I covered up my wounds? Oh, crap. Oh, crap. You guys know what this means, right, guys? Diana basically just confessed!
She just said no, but okay.
A confession? Are you for real?
It makes sense, though, doesn't it? Diana got wounded, which proves she got in a fight with Wolfgang.
She's hiding it with makeup, so get the fire hose in here. Get her down. Get the water on the makeup.
Which means that stuff about Wolfgang going to the boiler room. All that stuff really did happen.
I see. I see now what you were saying.
Is Jet's leg going through the podium? Am I seeing, like, right there? Am I seeing that? Jet's leg is going through the podium? Huh. Fuck it.
Diana. She lured Wolfgang to the boiler room by writing him that note. And when he arrived, she attacked him and killed him. And now, she's been lying this entire trial, hoping we would never suspect her. Yeah! How cruel!
Diana, you...
It wasn't me. I promise. It wasn't me.
The only way I can see this, because remember, there's still an explosive. There's literal shrapnel. There's a taser. There's something else going on too. We still don't have all the information. She could have just been there at the wrong time.
To think she could preach about friendship after committing a violent crime.
I don't know.
And then try and sentence the rest of us to punishment.
Golly, you're right. If we voted for the wrong person, we would have been executed.
That's so fucked! Seriously, Diana? What the hell is your damage?
Can we at least hear Diana's side of the story?
Yes, I would love that.
Her side?
Well, you know, Diana has,
The VAs are amazing.
I just think it's fair we listen.
What does it matter what she says?
I also really love Kai's, because whenever Kai is like, ah, or fuck, he's just so good about it.
Look at the evidence. This case, it's closed. We know who the killer is.
No. We still gotta talk about the
If you
bomb.
really want to ask for Diana's side of the story, then do it after the vote.
That makes no sense.
No. No.
Vote. That's right. We have to vote for the killer. Diana. I've proven beyond a reasonable doubt that she's the killer. I've proven it beyond a reasonable doubt, so...
No.
Why is it that when I hear her cry, I get this strange nagging feeling in my chest? Why does a tiny part of me want to believe the things she's saying? Why, all of a sudden, do I doubt myself?
Diana was the one who lured Wolfgang to the boiler room.
Lying in wait clause.
Once
wait.
he got there, she
didn't see
killed
that.
him immediately.
What is that? I forgot how to
Then
do
she
that.
fled the crime scene, hoping the rest of us would never learn the truth.
How could you, Diana? Poor Wolfie was only trying to keep us together.
But I would never murder Wolfgang.
If you don't have an alibi, then you obviously did.
But I
wanted to believe so badly that you were innocent. Why didn't I see you for who you were?
If this goes on any longer, I'm gonna be sick.
What are we waiting for then? Let's get this over with and vote.
Is Diana telling the truth? How is that possible when I already know the truth? It can't be possible. Not unless...
Diana was the one who lured Wolfgang to the boiler room. Once he got there, she killed him immediately.
No, because...
Then she fled the crime
She
scene,
got stabbed.
hoping the rest of us would never learn the truth.
How could you, Diana? Poor Wolfie was only trying to keep us together.
Wolfgang.
Fuck.
If you don't have an alibi, then you obviously did.
Shit, I need 2
I
minutes.
wanted to believe so badly that you were innocent.
Secret, 8:15 a.m. Close the door. With the door and medication, overheard bits. Oh my god. God, her voice is so high.
If this goes on any longer, I'm gonna be sick.
What?
She didn't kill him immediately because she had the knife.
Diana was the. Once he got, she killed him.
No, damn it.
She fled the crime.
That doesn't mean shit. She had every opportunity to kill him then and there.
There must be a better way to phrase myself.
Diana was the one who lured Wolfgang to the boiler room. Once he got there, she killed him.
Damn! Oh!
No, that's wrong!
Oh, I did it right! Okay, cool. It looked like it wasn't gonna break.
Hold on. Grace, you're overlooking a crucial detail. Do you recall the note I found in Wolfgang's blazer pocket? It asked him to meet in the boiler room at 8:15 a.m. But, according to the Tozu tablet, he died over an hour later at 9:35 a.m. That means Wolfgang didn't die right after he got to the boiler room.
What's your point?
My point is that the killer had no reason to lure Wolfgang to the boiler room and then wait over an hour to kill him. There's no guarantee another person won't enter the room during that time. It's in the killer's best interest to be in and out of there as fast as possible. When we originally discussed the note, we lacked the context to properly understand this time discrepancy. But if we go with your idea that Diana killed Wolfgang immediately, then that discrepancy becomes all too clear.
How do you know Wolfgang didn't just arrive late?
He was already on his way when I ran into him at 8:10 a.m. He must have arrived on time.
Same goes for the killer. I doubt Wolfgang would stay in the boiler room for long if no one came to meet him. For that reason, we can assume Wolfgang was knocked unconscious soon after he arrived. But there's such a long period of time between him being knocked out and him being killed. Unless you want to tell me he and Diana were in an hour-long struggle, then I'm sure there's more to the mystery here.
Shut the fuck up!
Hers is really funny. I liked hers.
What the fuck is wrong with you? Don't you see this is a trick? All of Diana's blubbering and crying is just a farce to make us think she's innocent.
I wouldn't fall for a farce like that.
It's the venom. Yeah, it's so hard because like Grace is pushing so hard, and I know you want to go from the idea that she really liked Wolfgang, but there's also a part of me that's like, is it also maybe because she's the black? It's like the same.
My only concern is the evidence not adding up.
If you're still not convinced Diana's the killer, then let me show you something you overlooked. I call it undeniable fucking proof!
Dude, I heard the spit hitting her microphone on that one. Boiler room doorknob, Toshiko's fetch quest, suspicious note. We haven't done the doorknob yet.
I don't give a damn what Diana says! Not only is she the one person without an alibi, the blood from her wounds places her inside the exact same room where Wolfgang died. How can the killer be anyone but her?
If Diana lured Wolfgang downstairs, why would she take over an hour to kill him? It doesn't make sense. Not when there's a risk of someone else entering the boiler room.
What risk? Diana wouldn't have to worry about anyone walking in because she could just lock the fucking door!
Gotcha.
I'll cut through those words!
I know she really liked Wolfgang, but what if it was an accident? Because remember,
The boiler
accidents,
room
it still
door
counts.
can't be relied upon here.
I don't know. She's just being really pushy. And also Winona's giving me the stink eye.
If Diana locked it, she would be trapping herself inside the boiler room.
What?
The doorknob has been flipped so that the keyhole faces inside, while the lock faces outside. Had you investigated the crime scene more closely, you might have realized this detail sooner. In any case, locking the door would lock everyone inside the room, not outside.
Dude, change his name from Ultimate Debater to Ultimate Investigator.
If Diana was the killer, she'd be better off leaving the door open.
How the heck do you even flip a doorknob? Sounds like something only a tradesperson could do.
Meh. You really think so? Swapping a doorknob is easy. Well, last time I did anything like it was a while ago, but everyone here knows knobs are screwable, right? If you get a screwdriver and know what you're doing, you can rotate the doorknob quick smart.
If you can swap a doorknob, then I guess anyone can.
Rude. Dude, Mark is so rude.
Right on.
I want to know his shit.
Wait, are you saying that like it's a bad thing, or?
Is that why Diana remained in the boiler room after Wolfgang died? She had been locked inside?
Dude, if she was locked in there with the body and that's why there's a bobby pin in there, she was trying to get out.
What do you make of the footsteps then? If they were Diana's, it would imply she escaped the boiler room. How do you suppose she did that?
Bobby pin. Diana's way of escaping the boiler room, huh? From the evidence in the boiler room, I'm fairly confident I can deduce a method.
This is it.
Gotcha.
Near the boiler room door, I discovered a thin piece of metal.
You discovered?
At first glance, it didn't look important. But if you were to fold it in half, theoretically, it would look like a hairpin.
Ah, she used the classic maneuver, picking a lock with a hairpin. It can be done, it just takes a bit of practice.
Diana probably had this hairpin inside her makeup bag. So, she used it to fiddle with the lock until it eventually came undone. Which, judging by the timing of her footsteps, happened late into the blackout.
Messing with a lock in pitch blackness. Whew, now that would be impossible for me.
Right. Even if Diana did access light, like through the Tozu trinket, undoing the lock would still be difficult. Way too difficult of a situation to deliberately put herself in.
In which case, that can mean only one thing. Uh-oh. Someone else locked the door. Someone else blocked the door. A bucket was placed on the door. The door was never locked. Someone else locked the door.
I got it. Someone else must have locked the door.
Does Hannah know you're playing? Hannah knows I'm playing the game. I just don't think she knows when I'm playing the game. I'm saving all the mods so I can put it on YouTube too, so she'll be able to see. Probably through there. I don't know what she's doing right now. She's probably like, I don't know, being cool. What? She would want to watch? She wants to watch? Hold on one moment. I missed half the stream because of babysitting duties. Oh, you're talking about for me putting it on YouTube's? Yeah, I will be. Uno momento, por favor. Where's my friend? Where's my friend? There she is. I'm almost done with chapter 1, first trial on Steam. Love you! I just realized my VTuber's name. Hi, it's Corey Wilder. Hey! Okay. Whew. Thank goodness. Hi, Corey. What a fucking jump scare.
If we go with our current train of thought, the doorknob was rearranged so you could only lock it from the outside.
Oh yeah, Corey, I know I told you we're gonna be playing VR tonight. Don't worry, we still are. It's just, I want to get through this trial. I want to get through this trial. I didn't realize it was gonna take this long.
It doesn't make sense for Diana to rearrange the lock, enter the room, and deliberately trap herself inside, which means someone else must have locked the door.
Bro, I feel like we're getting close to the end, just saying. We're almost done figuring this out. It's easy. Easy mode.
I know this doesn't necessarily clear Diana of suspicion, but it's strange enough to warrant further investigation.
I'm a sneaky streamer. I don't tell people when I stream sometimes. I'm very sneaky.
I'd rather resolve this thread before we move on to voting.
Agreed. We could easily miss something important if we turn our noses away.
We should honestly stop being so sneaky for people who actually want to watch us, probably. We should stream together! Spontaneous streaming is the only way I'll stream. Ooh, that is kind of, that's scary. I at least tell people what days I will be doing. Ulysses surprised you in chapter 1? Didn't care for him, but I like him now. I like him. He was just very sleepy the first time we saw him.
So, why did this mystery person close the door in the first place?
What if they saw the scuffle between Wolfie and Diana and closed the door to protect themselves?
Because they planted a bomb. You get him in there, door lock, heat trap, bomb go off, no more Wolfie. Cassidy, my woman, my lady.
Instead of seeking help? Or trying to stop the scuffle?
You say that like closing the door isn't exactly what you would do.
What kind of asshole do you take me for?
Kai.
Any chance they locked it to prevent Diana from escaping?
No, to prevent Wolfie from escaping.
And somehow unscrewed the doorknob without drawing attention to themselves?
Didn't you hear him? He's talking about the door being locked, not the doorknob being unscrewed.
Unless two entirely different people just so happen to interfere with the boiler room at two entirely separate intervals. The one who locked the door is most likely the one who flipped it, yes?
Yes.
Then you should be wondering the same thing. How did they unscrew the doorknob without catching anyone's attention?
Yeah, doesn't sound possible.
Not in the moment, it isn't. But what if the doorknob had been swapped beforehand?
Exactly!
Say this person knew Wolfgang and Diana were coming to the boiler room. They could have swapped the knob in advance, waited for Diana and Wolfgang to enter, and then closed and locked the door.
The only...
So the flipping of the doorknob was premeditated?
I am still alive, yay! Wait, what? Are you just talking about how long this is? I'm hoping to finish this chapter today. Whew.
With what we currently know, I'd wager it's our safest assumption. At least until we hear Diana's side of the story.
And one of the things that's the most succulent part about these kinds of games is the execution, so I really want to see an execution today. Kind of because I just got a Discord card known as, oh, I'm sorry, Turbo. Well, don't listen to them then. Diana?
Diana, since you were the last person with Wolfgang, your testimony could be our most valuable piece of evidence yet. You need to tell me what happened.
Diana.
If not for me, or for you, then at the very least, do it for Wolfgang's sake.
My sexy boy.
I'm sorry. I'm really
Oh, baby girl. Oh, baby girl.
I wanted to help. I wanted to make everything okay. But all I could do was be useless.
I don't think so. I don't know.
All I could do was watch him die.
She was there in his last moments.
It's all my fault. All my fault. For doing the wrong thing.
She did a great job for her voice actor.
So is this a confession, or...
No!
Huh?
I didn't kill Wolfgang. And I don't know who did. But I still failed him as a friend. I failed him then. And I failed him here. But if I told the truth, things would be worse than they already are. But now that I've said nothing...
Well, no, say something. Say something. Diana watched Wolfgang die?
It's okay, sweetheart. Come on now, take deep breaths.
Ingrid is such a breath of fresh air.
Yeah, we'll believe you no matter what you say.
That doesn't sound legit, Kai. It's looking like Diana might actually be innocent. It's looking like that, but the nagging feeling in my chest still hasn't gone away. Damn it. What am I doing? Because of one girl, I've been doubting myself and jumping from one argument to another. Fuck, you keep doing hydrate, but I have no water. I have nothing to suck. I can go get water. If I can't piece together my own thoughts, how can I possibly piece together this case? Fuck, I'm gonna go get water. I'll be right back. I'm getting water. Okay. Water has been acquired.
I love that boy. The boy is so cute. He's such a good boy.
If you didn't notice, my cat was up there. Okay. Hydrate. There you go. Oh, that tastes so good, though. I need to get a grip on myself. I need to keep sight of myself and the goal of this killer. Whatever's thrown at me next, I need to persevere. Because if I don't, if everyone else here votes wrong, I won't leave this place alive. Uh-oh. Game, please don't crash. I should save.
Has all this murder hubbub left your head in a tizzy?
A little bit.
Perhaps you need a short break.
Oh.
Something to lighten the mood and let you collect yourself.
This would have been the perfect time for me to get water.
Something like a nice cup of tea.
I said water.
Welcome, one and all, to the first episode of Tozu's Tea Time.
Oh, so cute.
If you haven't already, please sit back and relax. Here, we do not use our brains, but deal only in gossip.
I love the tea. Oh, shit, that's what you mean?
Now, a question from me to you. What are sheep good at, if anything?
Food.
Most humans, and some sheep, tend to respond with a resounding absolutely nothing.
Is it fucked up that I said I'll eat it?
Sheep cannot create art or invent medicine. For goodness sake, they can't even perform music. Their limited speech and quadrupedal locomotion prevents them from reaching the heights of humans. They're practically glued to the lower echelons of the food chain.
That's how you pronounce that word? Echelons?
No matter how hard sheep may try, they will never be anything more than their number tags. I can't say I like that answer. Too pessimistic for me. Plus, what of the sheep who still try? The sheep who realize their fate but continue to challenge it all the same. That they can be so determined to prove their worth when humans have all but deemed them microwavable meals.
I mean, I wouldn't microwave my lamb. I'd cook it properly.
Isn't that something admirable?
Excuse me?
What a shame our sheep had to be so misguided.
Does this mean I'm only halfway through the trial?
It
No
seems
way.
that's about all the time we have. Thank you again for attending Tozu's Tea Time.
It's the only thing we have left to figure
No
out
need
is the
for
real murder.
extravagant farewells. I've an inkling you'll be back for tea sooner than you can say Jack Robinson.
Jack Robinson.
Who's Jack Robinson? I have no idea.
True.
Ta-ta.
This is halfway through the trial? True? No way.
Diana, now's your chance to defend yourself.
Do it.
Tell me what happened.
Where do I even start, though?
How about you begin by explaining why you went to the boiler room?
Why I went there? It was 'cause of a note.
A note?
2 days ago, someone slid one into my room. I never got to see who. I just heard a knock. And when I walked over, there was a note under my door.
I don't remember any of this.
Sorry. It was midday-ish, and you weren't there at the time. And I didn't show you the note later because, well, I'll just read you what it said.
Diana, as you are aware, it is our obligation to speak with those whose blackmail we have obtained. After receiving your blackmail and reading the information disclosed in it, I believe a meeting between the two of us is warranted. In 2 days' time, please come to the underground boiler room at 8:45 a.m. Make sure to arrive promptly and close the door behind you. To avoid discourse, do not show anyone this letter. Do not approach me about it either, even in private. There's always the chance someone can hear. Wolfgang.
Wolfie wrote this?
Wolfgang had Diana's blackmail? But didn't he have Jean's?
Hold on a sec. If you take a closer look, the handwriting on that note...
By the way, if you can hear that, that's a blender. Don't worry about that. It'll be done soon.
Doesn't it resemble the handwriting on Wolfgang's note?
It does, because it's the same note. Someone wrote it.
Actually, right.
Someone's setting this up.
Even though Wolfgang's note has been water damaged, the words I can make out were in the same messy scroll as Diana's here.
Then someone else was posing as Wolfgang?
The killer, most likely. They must have thought his word was the only one Diana would follow.
Guess it worked, huh?
I didn't want to show this note earlier because I was scared of how people would try to twist it.
I'm so sorry about the blender. I don't know how loud it is to you guys.
Like saying I faked the note, or that I decided to kill because of it. I thought it would be better to just stay quiet. I know you guys think I'm stupid for agreeing to meet in a place like the boiler room. And I am. I am stupid.
Oh, baby girl Diana, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I thought you were a killer. I'm so sorry.
I just didn't want to disappoint Wolfgang in case he really did write the note, which was why I left my room around 8:40 a.m. and went downstairs.
Did you catch any strange movement down there?
No, it was just me. I did find the boiler room door hanging open a little bit, but I didn't think much of it. I just went inside and closed the door behind me, since that's what the note asked me to do.
What did you see inside the boiler room?
The boiler room was really dark, so the first thing I noticed was actually the security camera light. My eyes had to take a few seconds to adjust to everything else. But after that, I finally saw him.
Oh, baby boy. He looks so ruffled.
Wolfgang was lying in the water, making these weird noises. It didn't seem like he'd even noticed me entering the room. Not until... Wolfgang? Hearing his name seemed to snap him out of his trance, because he slowly rose to his feet. Wolfgang, are you okay?
Uh-oh.
It's you.
Huh?
He thought she was trying to kill him?
I can't believe it. I really am finally meeting you.
Hey, wait, what?
What do you mean?
Whoa.
Please, forgive me. Please forgive me for what I've become.
Wolfgang?
Despite how hard I tried, how much I wanted it to be true, I could never become you.
I'm sorry, is he hallucinating right now and he's thinking she's his mom or dad?
I will always be a failure.
It's okay, Wolfgang. Look! There's stairs over here. Come over here and we can get out. I have no idea if he didn't hear me, or if he was just ignoring me. But, okay. I'll get closer to you then. I went over to the ledge of the platform, the part where the fence had a gap. Just take my hand, okay? And I'll pull you out. He slowly stumbled over, and he held my hand. I didn't really think I could pull him out. I just wanted to be there for him. It was the best I could do, because I didn't want to enter the water. Staying on the platform felt so much safer. And I really, really hate that it did. It's okay, Wolfgang. We'll get through this together, all right? I was looking at him when I said that. I was looking right at him. But somehow... somehow I didn't think to react. When he reached inside his blazer...
Bring her back. Bring her back!
I got shivers. That was a good
I tried
bag.
to leave the room, but the door was locked. I didn't know what to do. I started looking around for things to defend myself with.
Bring her back?
And that's when I saw the gun.
The taser gun? Did you use it?
I took the taser, and I...
Oh, shit.
I...
Hands off. I clicked too fast.
I couldn't do it. I couldn't shoot him. I just backed away from him.
I don't know why, but him fucked up like this makes him a little hotter. I don't know why.
I couldn't understand anything. Why was this happening to me? Why was I being attacked?
Wait, he was drugged. That's why there's the thingy in his... He's hallucinating right now.
Why can't I do anything to...
And the one person who went to the fucking pharmacy. And the person who has shoes, that would be very obvious if she was running... We're gonna kill a child.
I'm not like you. I'll never be like you. I won't give up until the world knows. I won't give up until everyone knows me as...
All of a sudden, everything turned white. Everything in front of me. Except Wolfgang. In those few seconds, he became pitch black. And then, so did everything else.
That sounded like a heavy body hitting some cement.
Even though I didn't see Wolfgang fall over, I heard it. His body cracking against the pavement.
Won't lie. Great way to set up a scapegoat person.
And his knife falling into the water. I waited for the gasp of pain, for him to groan or mumble or say something. But there was nothing. There was just me and the silence. That's how it happened.
What the fuck?
That man attacked you?
Oh my goodness, Diana, I'm at a loss for words.
This is getting too much for me, bros. I think I'm gonna faint.
Holy shit. So Diana really did watch Wolfgang die.
But why was he so violent towards her? It's like he became an entirely different person.
Yeah, I feel bad being mean to Diana. I feel so bad. They were definitely making it seem like she was totally the bad guy, and I'm so sorry.
The word you're looking for is crazy.
This game is such a trip. Despite how hard I tried and how much I want. The music has whispers in it, and that scared the shit out of me. And how much I wanted it to be true. I could never become you. Why would Wolfgang say those words in that particular moment?
How'd you manage to escape the boiler room after all that?
By picking the door's lock.
For reals?
I wasn't even thinking. I just started feeling my way back to the door in the dark. And then, well, my supply bag. I remembered the spare hairpins I always kept inside. so I felt around the back and dug one out. To be honest, I have no idea how I managed to unlock the door. The whole thing was repeated trial and error. Just minutes of me telling myself that somehow this next attempt will finally work.
Whoa! Actually unlocking the doors, that's like hitting a bullseye blindfolded.
Now we know why it took so long for her to escape.
I realized why it happened. Getting trapped inside, I mean. The door's lock was on the outside. So, someone must have set the lock before I came downstairs, so that when I closed the door, I'd be trapped.
The lock is normally on the inside, too. The killer purposely flipped it, then left the door open so you would be the one to close it. As for why the killer locked the door to begin with...
It was to frame Diana, right?
Yup.
Right. The killer made Diana trap herself inside the boiler room, so they could kill Wolfgang in front of her, and force her to remain by his body. Had their plan worked, Diana would only be able to escape if someone from outside entered the boiler room. By which point, that someone would be stumbling across what looks like a cut-and-dry murder case.
If the tournament folk found Diana, they would have been playing right into the killer's hands.
Then why'd she take her shoes off? And run? That part I'm still a little confused about because of sock noise.
Speaking of which, Diana, I'm curious to know. Did you unlock the door before or after the tournament attendees arrived downstairs?
It sort of happened at the same time. Like, when I opened the door, there were already people walking down the stairs. Obviously, I couldn't stay inside the boiler room. If anyone saw me close to Wolfgang's body, it would look really bad. The hallway was a bit easier to make out in the dark, so I walked over to a wall bordering one of the storage closets and hid behind it, and stayed as quiet as possible.
Okay, so that's why she took her shoes off.
I was still bleeding a little from Wolfgang's cut, though, and some of that blood ended up dripping onto the floor around me.
Dude, this art is stellar. My god.
It's the blood on the underground floor! It's all coming together!
This was shortly before us tournament goers split up. And you made a run for it, yeah?
Mm-hmm. Down the hallway, up the stairs, and then as quietly as possible into my room. Since everything was still really dark, I had to patch myself using the Tozu Trinket's projection as my light. I realize this is a lot, and I know it's hard to believe without proof. So, if you guys could just give me a second.
Reaching into her makeup bag, Diana pulled out a wipe and began scrubbing at her arm.
I cleared up the blood pretty fast. Luckily for me, the cut wasn't that deep. There's still a chance it may leave a scar, though.
Holy crap!
That's awful! It's okay. I'll cover
It's
it back
gone
up
again.
again.
Oh, that's why. Because they don't want to put it on the spray.
Why did Wolfgang attack you for no reason?
I wouldn't say it was for no reason.
You're being kind of insensitive, man.
Bruh, am I only halfway through the trial? Because I'm so hungry. I'm so hungry. Can I even finish this tonight? If it's in the next 15 to 20 minutes, sure. But if it's another hour, I'm like, bruh, I'm hungry. I'm halfway through. Fuck. I might just have to save it. Oh. Probably another hour or two. Fuck! This trial's really long. Okay. No, I might have to save it here. And I might just have to do a really late stream tomorrow. Because I have to see this. I have to see it. You guys don't understand my thirsty craving for violence of an execution. Especially with a game that's doing this, like, this gloriously good. Like, you know the execution's gonna be juicy.